Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier, and with this video I wanted to talk a little bit about getting into Star Citizen on a budget. Now certainly if you've looked at any of my videos or you looked at any of the videos on Star Citizen, on YouTube or whatnot, you see a lot of people showing off Super Hornets and whatnot, or Retaliators and all these different, high-end ships, and you think, well, do I have to spend all that money pledging into the game to, get these ships just to compete? And no, you don't. There are two Arena Commander starter packages. One is the Mustang, and one is this ship right here, the Aurora MR. Now, the Aurora MR is a decent little ship. And it has a jump drive. It's a very small ship. It's got a very low profile, which is, I think, its biggest advantage over the Mustang. Even though it's slower than the Mustang, it's got such a slim profile that it's actually very difficult to hit. And it's a very good ship. But if you're going to get into the game, what I actually recommend is this, the Aurora LN. Now, the Aurora LN package costs $45, which is the same as the Aurora MR AC starter package. But it doesn't come with the Arena Commander pass, which is basically what allows you to fly the ship right away. Now, the Arena Commander pass is another $5. So overall, this is $5 more than the AC starter package, which is just off to the side there. And this is the ship that you get. You get 2 more guns, and you get a rack of missiles up on top. Now, you can add these things onto the Aurora MR, but I want to show you why the Aurora Legionnaire is such a great ship. Now, this is basically what you get if you buy the Aurora LN package and an AC pass. If you were to buy them both today for $50 US, download the game, this is exactly what you get. Now, this is the Vandal Swarm. This is the stock Aurora LN. Nothing added on here. I'm flying with a basic Logitech Extreme 3D Pro joystick, a very cheap joystick. I don't have track IR. I'm not using, any VR helmet or anything like that. I'm not using a $500 HOTAS. This is very, very, this is entry-level Star Citizen. I mean, you can also play this with a mouse and joystick, or a mouse and a keyboard. But I'm using a joystick here. And you're going to see, basically, what you get if you were just to pledge that small amount, which is $50, to try out the game. And keep in mind that when you're pledging that $50, you're also getting, basically the Star Citizen game. You're getting Squadron 42, which is a standalone single-player game, or the first chapter of it. There's going to be 3 chapters, and each chapter is a standalone game on its own. But you get the first chapter included in this. You also get 1,000 UEC credits, which is the in-game currency for when the PU goes live. You'll have basically like $1,000 to kit out your ship. And this ship comes with 3 months insurance, which is the same thing that you get in the Aurora MR AC starter package, except this is $5 more. And as you can see, with that second set of guns, it really makes a hell of a difference. And with the small size of the ship, it's very difficult for my enemies to hit me. So I don't have to worry so much about the reduced resiliency of this ship. Now, against the Mustang starter package, this ship is a little bit slower. This ship only does about 150 meters a second. I think, if I remember correctly, the Mustangs are 180 to 200 meters a second. They're a lot faster. But overall, I do like the Auroras because they're so slim and so small that they're actually very hard to hit, not just in PvP, but also in PvE. As you can see here, the Vandal are having some real problems trying to hit me and shoot me down, whereas I'm having no issues shooting them down. And that's one of the things. If you're on the fence about this game and you're looking, your friends are kind of showing you their hangars and whatnot, and you're saying like, oh my god, how much did you spend on this ship, how much did you spend on that ship, it becomes very intimidating, because all of a sudden you start to think, well, do I have to spend that kind of money just to get into this game? I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. And no, you don't. A lot of those people who are spending that money are spending that money because to them, they want to hit the ground running on day one. They want to have their, quote-unquote endgame ships already on day one ready to go. Whereas for other people who are looking at the game, they're saying, I want to play Star Citizen, but I want to be able to compete, and I don't want to have to feel that I have to spend $165 on a Super Hornet to be able to compete, and you don't have to do that. I mean, this is a basic beginner ship with a few upgrades. I mean, it's $5 more than the very basic package that would get you into the game right away. I mean, you can actually go cheaper than that. I mean, I think there's a $30 package and a $35 package which you can get, but they don't come with any of the early access. But this would be in some of those packages. This would be the ship that you get, and this gets you. This gets you a very excellent ship for that money. And as you can see, I mean, this is just a single player PvE Vandal Swarm, but for a lot of people who are going to be playing this game, a lot of people are going to be more focused on PvE, and as you can see, the ship still is able to competently handle all that. And I mean, it would be a heck of a springboard if you're just getting into the game to, kind of experience the game, get used to it, get used to the controls, get used to shooting, getting all that muscle memory built up so you can, fly competently and not have to worry about dying so much. And so I think that this really is an excellent example. I mean, certainly a lot of people kind of raise that specter of pay to win, and this ship is very much the anti-pay to win. I mean, this is a very basic beginner ship, and it's still one hell of an excellent starship. And so, when people kind of sit there and they say, oh, people who are buying the Super Hornet are paying to win, and people who are, buying, retaliators and whatnot later on down the road, that's all pay to win, and if you want to be able to compete, you have to spend all that money. No, you don't. This is all that you need, and all you really need to compete is a decent ship, and this is a decent ship right at the entry level, and it does the job, and it does the job very, very well. Now, one of the drawbacks that I was talking about earlier was the low speed at 150 meters a second, as you can see on the left side of my HUD there. But in a way, that's actually kind of a strength too, because a lot of times it allows you, not in this instance, but it allows you to be kind of like the last person to get into the fur ball, which allows you to kind of sneak up on people. I mean, here you can see this is the very first elite. This is Little King, and I'm just chopping him right up. Now his buddies are shooting at me, as you can see over my shoulder. They ain't hitting shit because I'm so small that they're really having a tough time hitting me. I think they just got a hit on me right there, and here I am. I'm now cutting through all of them. I'm not even using my missiles at all. Like, during this whole video, you're not going to see me use a missile once, because I don't need to. I mean, this is just such a fantastic ship, and considering the price and what you're getting for it, I think this is, honestly, I would say the best value. Because, like, when I'm just kind of talking about ships, like, like I got a Vanguard, or I got a Super Hornet, or I've got a Xeon Scout, yeah, I got those ships because I want to be able to hit the ground running on day one. But for someone who wants to preserve the experience of progressing through the game, of going to ship to ship to ship, I think that this is a very excellent way to start the game, because you're really starting with a really strong ship, and it's going to be able to facilitate kind of your growth as a player, and be a better springboard for your overall experience as you move forward through the game. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward this video a little bit, because I do make one mistake in this video, and it does get me killed, but I take this all the way up to the 9th stage before I end the video. I could have gone further with it, but I think at that point I've really made my point about what a good ship this is, considering the price. And I mean, do you really want to sit around and keep watching? I mean, maybe I'll revisit it again and see how far I can really get with the Aurora Legionnaire, and maybe upgrade it and see just how far I can take the ship through the rec system as it stands right now. But I think for right now, just to kind of make the point that I was making, I think that the footage that I've got right now certainly proves my point. I wanted to do this video earlier, but there was a bit of a mess up in Arena Commander with the Aurora LNs, and for some reason I was only able to get a single set of guns on it, and so I wasn't really able to kind of make a video featuring the Aurora LN with 4 guns on it when I could only ever equip 2 and the missiles. So I've actually kind of had this video on the drawing board for a while, but I just wasn't able to do it until now. So anyways, yeah, I think I'm going to fast forward the video now, and then we'll catch up with you in a little bit. Alright, so I'm back. Now, one of the advantages I was talking about repeatedly over the Mustang, certainly, was the small size of the ship, and now you're going to see that come into play. Whoops, 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 whoops. Yikes! By the way, I totally meant to do that. That was that was pure skill. But do you see what I mean? I mean, this is it. This is, when you think about, games that you go out and you buy for, your PlayStation and whatnot, or games that you download for PC, sort of like GTA Online, which is $69. This is $50. And this totally gets you into Star Citizen, and this gets you into Star Citizen in style. This is a great little ship, and it's a great way to start the game. And realistically, I mean, the one thing that's not included in this package, which is like the pass for the first-person shooter, or what are we calling it now? Star Marine. That is not included in this, which I believe is going to be $5 more added onto this for the early access to that. But eventually, as the game fleshes out and as we get into beta, then you're going to have that access to the shooter by default later on. That at $5 would get you in just a little bit earlier. Now, I'm not in total agreement with that. I think that I certainly see where extra money certainly helps CIG and certainly helps the game get out faster and get out better. But I every once in a while, those adding on those little touches or those little grabs of money, sometimes I can kind of see an argument both ways for that, and I do kind of think that at this point, once you've bought the AC pass, I think you should be all in. I don't really think that there should be a need for another little bump in price. But even if you add that in, then your total spend is $55. That still gets you in under most AAA PC titles that you could download off Steam or whatnot today, of the current ones. And you're still getting a single player game, and you're also getting an MMO, or what is it? How would you really classify it? Because you can't really call it a role-playing game or whatnot. But however you want to classify it, it still gets you 2 really good AAA titles. One being the single-player version of the game, the military campaign that you basically play through before your character goes off on their own to kind of explore the universe and kind of live their life out in the Star Citizen universe. I mean, that gets you 2 games, and it gets you this really solid little ship. It gets you some nice credits to start the game with, and 3 months worth of insurance on your ship. So I really think that for people who are really intimidated by Star Citizen and intimidated by the price tags on some of these ships, this is all you really need. I mean, through the rec system, you can explore the rest of those things. As those ships become playable, you'll be able to rent them through the rec system. And the rec, which is you earn through multiplayer games. So I mean, if you play the co-op Vandal Swarm with other players, or racing with other players, or if you dogfight with other players, in the multiplayer elements, then yeah, you're going to earn rec, and then you can go into the electronic access store and you can rent different weapons, different shields, different ships. You can have access to so many things, and you can really, you know, kind of explore all the different facets of Star Citizen, and you can even earn your way to those ships without spending the money on them. So even if you want to get to, say, a Hornet Ghost or a 325 or a Gladius or a Cutlass or whatnot, you can actually get into those ships, and as they become available in Arena Commander, or I guess we're calling this Star Citizen Alpha, you can kind of explore all those different options and, you know, see what really suits you, so that way when the game goes live, you'll already know what you want and how to get it. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. As I said earlier, or at least I hope I said earlier, I take this all the way up to stage 9, and I still have one respawn left by the time I get to that point. I mean, admittedly, the death that I took was a little bit stupid. I should have juked out of that, but you know, I was feeling a little, you know, feeling a little brave, and so I kind of thought, well, you know, the ship is so small, I can barely get hit anyways. But I just, you know, once again, just so you can kind of see like the type of ship that this is, and I am by no means like an Aurora Legionnaire expert. I mean, this is probably about the 7th time that I've actually flown this ship, and it's, yeah, this is just to show you, I mean, really what you get, and that you don't have to spend a ton of money to get into Star Citizen and to enjoy yourself. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.
Elite units eliminated.